It's a Gerard Haggerty drawing in that room. It's a woman's naked breasts, just to get people's attention. And there's an airplane in it. It's called Ascension, and I didn't know that was the name of the piece until after I wrote this to go with it. And this is fiction. If I wake up early, after some heavy drinking, as I did that morning, I often enjoy a wonderful tipsy hilarity that I've learned to relish while it lasts, because it's always followed by the sharp dagger plunge of a hangover that will rip away at my gut and saw my brain and fray my nerves to within a hair's breadth of the snapping point. I was still in that loose-limbed half-life, not quite drunk, not quite sober, while climbing the cellar stairs, and I recalled with some astonished amusement the events of the night before. I had poured myself a mug of wine. I used a mug so that if the kids came home, they might think it was coffee, and turned on the TV to discover that one of my favorite movies was on. It was Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest. I really couldn't have been terribly drunk because I remember the airplane sequence, the duster plane that tried to run down Cary Grant. I remembered the movie ending. I did. I think, I gotta breathe. I think I had only gone down cellar once, maybe twice, to refill my mug, but that was all. I keep my wine in the cellar now. I keep track of the empties there. The movie ended, and I knew that the kids would be home soon, and that I might appear a little tipsy. I should have gone to bed, but that was a particularly delicious wine that I had opened, and it seemed a shame to not finish the bottle. It's never as good when it's been uncorked overnight, so I made my way downstairs and was about to refill my mug when I heard footsteps above me. Mom. Emily was home with a friend. And while I knew I wasn't drunk, I also knew I wasn't as sober as I should have been just 4 months out of rehab. So I settled down in the blackness next to a box filled with old toys, and I drank the wine from the bottle. It was warm down there next to the boiler, very warm, so I removed a few layers. I could hear the girls talking. I remembered that next morning while dragging myself up the stairs by the handrail, that I had found it very exciting to hear their conversation without them knowing I was beneath their feet. It was thrilling. I felt like a spy or a ghost or a witch, and I recalled giggling wickedly into my hand at the things they were saying, giggling wickedly into one hand while exploring the contents of the toy box with the other. My fingers crawled over the smooth head of a doll, a nubby-coated stuffed animal, the cool metal lines of a toy airplane. The airplane's wheels, rubber and round, still spun when you pushed them, still landed in a ticklish glide in the runway of my belly. I could remember the rolling strokes of the wheels. I could. I remembered that, so honestly, how drunk could I have been? Molly the terrier awoke me, licking my face and whining. It was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing, and all I knew it was Molly because of the feel of her rough coat beneath my fingers. I guess I thought I was in bed and started to doze off again, but was awakened by the sensation of something tiny crawling across my hand. I sat up and knew by the roughness of the ground beneath me and the damp smell and the knock of the furnace that I was on the floor of the cellar. There was a crack of light in the air, a thin white crack of light from the slightly open door at the top of the stairs. I stood and staggered toward it, stepping on a doll's head and then a toy airplane, which sliced me nice in the soft of my foot in the sole.